The No Fate channel, checking in. On this episode of Dad's Home Gym, I'm once again coming to you with a comparison of home gym equipment. And today I have the Rep Fitness plate tree, and we're gonna do a complete review in about 30 seconds. And then we're gonna do a comparison to the Amazon basic version that it is replacing. If this is your first time to the channel, hey, give the video a like and hit that red subscribe button. It's right over there. On this Dad's Home Gym series, I typically review a piece of home gym equipment on every episode to help you decide what is right for your home gym, which piece of equipment you are going to use and get more use of than you actually think, and most importantly, what's worth your hard-earned money. So why am I replacing a perfectly good plate tree? Two main reasons. Number one, all of you. You've been using my affiliate codes, links are in the description, and I take the money from those codes and whoosh, put it right back into the channel to help push forward more reviews and put through more content of pieces of equipment that you have been asking about. And the second reason is this basic Amazon version is lopsided, and frankly, it doesn't hold a lot of weight. It's supposed to hold up to 650 pounds, and frankly, I don't even accept that it would hold that. I don't want to test it. So let's dive into this review of Rep Fitness, compare it to this piece of junk that I'm replacing it, and talk about which is going to be right for you. So boom, it is a plate tree. It comes with 2 bar holders, and it comes with 3 of these bad boys. It weighs in at, I'll put the weight right up here, it is $170 shipped to your home. Obviously, you have to pay tax. I will say one of the beautiful things about this plate tree is that it actually has little pillows for inside these bar holders, so that when you drop your bar in, if you're not super careful, if you don't tuck it in just right, you get that crazy clang and it can basically damage the bottom of your barbell. These actually come with those little cushions. This one obviously did not. One of the other nice things about this plate tree that I really love is that it has these nice arms. These things are, I don't know, I call them chrome for a color, but they're just not generic junk black. And if you look closely down here, you can see these are basically getting chipped after a couple months of use. Now, some of you might be asking, when I replaced this piece of junk, why didn't I go with the Titan Fitness version? 2 reasons. Number one, I didn't go with the Titan Fitness version because A, it cost $10 more. And at $180, I thought that was going to be a bit too much. And 2, it came with wheels. And while at face value, wheels might be something you think is interesting or would be practical, unfortunately, it's not something that's practical down here in my home gym. When I set up a plate tree, I want to set it and forget it. I don't plan to actually move that plate tree around. And I think most of you watching today's video aren't planning on moving your plate tree from corner to corner of your home gym. You're going to place it and hopefully it'll be there forever. One of the great things about this Rep Fitness plate tree is that it has a matte black finish, which is nice, and it does seem to have a nice durable finish, and it's got that Rep marker down here. But the claim to fame, the reason that I happen to think this Rep Fitness plate tree is better than so many of the rest is this support structure. Okay, so a lot of the plate trees in design, in principle, look exactly the same. But the main claim to fame is how they are supported, where this piece of metal meets the bottom base. A lot of them are barely held together, and you get a lot of give at the top end when you try to shake it. Okay, this one has a ton of give. It's not stable, and when I have weights on this thing, it rocks like crazy. This has a nice, beautiful support structure on both sides. It sandwiches it together. It's held in place with 4 bolts, and it gets the job done perfectly. Now, conversely, I bought this cheap basic Amazon version thinking I was getting a steal of a deal, and frankly, I wasn't. When I put it together, it had so much wobble, I didn't want to use it. I ended up, hopefully you've seen that video if you're a long-time subscriber, but I'll save you from having to link it in the description. I ended up buying this piece of metal. I bought 2 of these and extra bolts, and I drilled holes through the whole thing to create a bastardized version of this support structure through the middle here. It ended up costing me an extra $10 or $15 and a lot more of my time, and it still just didn't function very nicely. Also, this Rep Fitness version has these nice little end caps where you can see here, it's just completely flat, making it easier to load and unload the weight, a little bit more forgiving. When we compare pieces of gym equipment one to the other, when we're trying to compare apples to apples, usually our decision process boils down to cost. I understand money doesn't grow on trees, and it's tight out there. So what is the difference between this $115 version, give or take the additional $10 you've got to pay for this support system, and this $170 version? All right, right off the bat, this is heavier. It is a better built, more durable, and much more sturdy. Obviously, the finish is a lot nicer. This metallic finish is already rubbing raw on a lot of spots. This matte black finish, a lot nicer. And the bolts, and I know that's something that we don't even think of. We don't even think of bolts, right? Who cares about bolts? Bolts matter when we're talking about longevity and stability. These are a bigger bolt and they have bigger washers, and it's a better quality bolt. Also, the connections on these feet, these sit flush. These have a lip. And what's that going to do? It's going to hold it in place a lot easier, and it's going to support it much, much better. Also, the end caps, right, that go on these feet. Basically, the one thing that's connecting this to the ground, these things are cheap, really cheap. And that's part of the reason that these things are not sitting flat. These, nice and durable, and you can just feel in the material, it's got a nice give to it. It's a good quality, whereas this is really, really, I mean, cheap is the only other word I can think of. Overall, there is a price difference, but it shows in the betterment of this Rep Fitness plate tree, and that's why I picked this one up to replace this one over here. Hopefully you found today's video informative. I try to keep it short. YouTube hates short videos, so I hope you stayed around to the end. If you've got questions, drop them in the comments below. If you're thinking of picking up any home gym equipment, check out the affiliate links in the description. Those links do help me out. And of course, all of that money goes right back into the channel for future reviews. As usual, thank you so much for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. This channel is dedicated to my life as a father of 2 wonderful children, and it centers around health, fitness, and all of the tricks and tribulations that I go through to try to be a great parent to my children and still accomplish my own personal goals.